going?
Pretty good.
Well, I loved watching Leah today.
Yeah, she did a nice job. You know, she's really come a long way in a very short period of time.
And, she's so strategic.
She is. She's very good at monitoring, and not only monitoring with meaning, because if meaning is the least bit off, she generally will go back. But she's also good at noticing that something isn't quite visually right. And for the most part, she will then notice that. She also notices like the endings. Like even, I mean, here comes the bears would have sounded perfectly right, but it's here come. And she went right back and, you know, come is a known, granted, come is a known word. Here come the bears. So, you know, she really picks up the fact that she has to search and get more and more of a visual match.
And you're seeing that also as she moves from cross-checking to using that initial visual to make that attempt. And so I think that's a positive.
We can go down the path.
Yeah, I really thought you heard the S, so I thought she was going to say down the street. We can go down the, and then she stops herself. You hear the path. And, you know, that's one of the things I've really tried to get her to start to hold in her head
what she's anticipating,
because I want her, and then using the visual first, rather than having to come out with what she thinks it ought to say based on meaning and structure,
and then monitor,
and then having to monitor. So
yeah, you can see that coming together. There were a couple examples, not only there with path, but also later with hard, where you can hear her articulate the initial letter.
This bed is too hard.
Yeah, and that's funny because most kids, that AR part isn't one of the first really big chunks that they learn. But she has this thing for rock star, some kind of doll that she often writes about. So star is like an important word to her.
Great.
And so that
useful
AR is very, she didn't get hard from the picture or anything like that. She got it because she knows that AR. Well, she needs to, you know, continue to move up in levels, and this was probably the final at this particular book at this particular level that she did. She still, you know, every once in a while there's some little tricky thing with a known word that she
right, or that lapse in just using meaning and structure and letting the visual go. We saw here on this page.
This chair is too soft.
This chair is too soft.
Yeah, and
so a couple, I mean, minor, but
that kind of thing.
Definitely something you want to continue to focus on.
Right, and she's going to have to be exposed more and more to books that she's not going to be able to use the picture. And, you know, this is a good story for kids and for her, too, because she was an inventor of text. So one of the reasons I use this book is because she's familiar with the story, but it's not told the same way. And so she really had to stop and really look. And I did warn her when I introduced the book that, you know, it wasn't going to be quite the same. And she really gets kind of a kick out of that when she figures it out and realizes, oh, this is different and that. So, you know, I think she has to continue to look at and be able to do a more detailed visual search. And I'd like to see her start the visual search rather than
cross-checking.
Instead of the cross-checking.
Well, I'll be interested to watch her progress. She's coming along nicely and is very, as I said when we started out, strategic.